Greetings, Raider Nation. It's with real disappointment that I come back to YouTube to, make a new video. I'm watching the Raiders digress week after week after week. And it's to a point where I don't think that the majority of the players that are in our franchise want to win. And, if you look at teams like the 49ers and what Mike Singletary has instilled in them, it was one thing I respect that he did last year. He removed all the quitters, and he told the management of their franchise that he cannot win with players who don't want to win, and they had to remove players that frankly didn't want to win. And I really think that the Raiders have to take a real good look at the team and see if there's anybody on that team. I mean, besides a handful of players that really want to win, because this is really getting out of hand now. And of course, this is a response to a recent loss of the Texans where nothing went right. You know, I know a lot of guys will blame Jamarcus for it, and Jamarcus didn't play well. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He hasn't played well all season, really. But we have a lot of issues on our team. The defense was horrible this week. It really has been horrible for a while. I mean, granted, some of the losses and some of the poor defense was due to them being on the field for quite a lot of time. So I'll acknowledge that, of course. But, especially in the first half where we were getting buried, these guys are just going right down the field and scoring. And especially against our run defense. Our run defense was non-existent. And our coverage was it was god awful. It was the worst I've seen for a very long time, our pass defense. I don't want to pick on Chris Johnson, but the Texans really did abuse him. He had an interception at the half, which was good. That he showed a little life, but they were really burning him that entire game. Seriously. We held Andre Johnson under 100 yards. He only had 2 catches. Granted, one of them was a 60-yarder on Chris Johnson's poor coverage, but Namdi seems to do a good job against them. But this loss is just it hurts. And receiving wise, we're dropping a lot of passes. We're already talking about how inaccurate Jamarcus Russell is, which most of it is fair. That he is inaccurate on a lot of his passes, but we're not making it any better from a receiving point of view if we're dropping passes. I've seen a lot of passes that really hit people hit guys right in the hands. Just cannot catch. Our running game was horrible. McFadden struggling, of course. The safety by Fargus getting hit in the backfield. I mean, just when it seems like there's a little hope, something crazy happens. And even on special teams, right after the safety, they get the kick return for a touchdown. So, in all 3 phases of the game, we played terribly. Just flat out terribly. And, I don't know, is there any end in sight of this? Are we going to improve, or are we just going to continue to get worse and get worse? It's real bleak. Next, we're playing the Giants, which is, it's good and it's bad for me because obviously, the Giants are a great team. I see them every Sunday because I live in New York. So I get the Giants games, every Sunday. But I'll be glad to see the Raiders play. And then 2 weeks after that, we play the Jets, and I'll be able to see that game. The whole blackout thing. But this just watching this team just get worse. I mean, there's no improvement at all. We just and the thing is, it's on all three phases. Sometimes we'd say, well, it's the offense in this game, the defense played well, which was the case in the very first game against the Chargers, which we really should have won that game. I'm very, very, very disappointed that we lost that game. The defense, it played very well in the game opener. We really should beat the Chargers, man. And that's a division game too. We really should have won that game. But since then, defensively, we've laid an egg. Even the Chiefs. I mean, granted, we played the Chiefs, but against Denver, it was terrible. And today, it was terrible. The offense has been consistently terrible. That's the only thing we seem to get. We get all the first round draft picks, and we don't seem to get any better. As crazy as it sounds, you just don't get any better. That's real frustrating, man. So, all I can say is, go Raiders. Raider Nation, we gotta stay strong, man. These are really, really dark times. You know, Hopefully we can get this season turned around, do something, man. Thank you.